All right, so this video is going to show how to use Tag Assistant to actually create a tag from scratch. And we'll start with a dual record tag. It's the smaller memory. Program's rather fast. There's a separate video we'll do for the multi-record, okay? And if you look at the format, there are the button options I have. I have one for construct 1 and one for construct 2. So let's go ahead and start with that. Notice I have 3 forms. And each form is of a different length. This one's fairly short. It's just for the EPC bank. This one's quite long. Has a lot more things in it. And we could type in values with the virtual keyboard on the Android device. You could use the hard keys that are part of the Zebra device. But we're going to make mistakes. Let's be honest. We're humans. We make mistakes. So an easier way to input data, a faster way, perhaps a more accurate way, is to use composite barcodes that contain all the information to fill out the form. And so when you click up here at the settings cog, just make sure that what you're using here is this barcode scan parser is the ATA standard, not the DoD standard. Then this will actually work with the utility that ID integration has created here. Now you could use BarTender is a great tool. We could use that for creating it. We decided to put this on a web so you could run it on your phone or whatever. It's not going to be on a public site. But you can also take the files and just save them locally within your own infrastructures. You don't really need an internet connection to do this either. So you can use this form to define what other parameters you wish to create these tags. Here, I'll do a -10 there. Maybe I'll make the rev nothing. And I don't know, let's change our date. Here we've got data now that we want to put onto this tag. When I click Create Dual, I'm simply going to scan the exact same barcode for each and every form. The items that are in the barcode that are not in the form will just simply be ignored. So I can do this simple process of just clicking through these different forms by clicking on their tabs, right? Scan the exact same barcode right off the screen. Don't even need to print the barcode. And then we can hit Next. And it's going to ask us to go search for a tag that hasn't been programmed yet. So I put a blank tag on front of the reader, and I see a bunch of things. I happen to know that these are just asset tracking codes. What I'm looking for typically is starting with a 0. So I'll hit Write. And once it does this, it should happen pretty quickly in terms of writing and locking it. Right? Finish with a green success check. Hit Done. And now when you come back here to hit Read, and you pull the trigger, you'll see that I've got a tag, and it matches that serial number as well. Remember, it's construct 1, so there's no part number in the EPC. So we'll highlight it, hit Next. Now it's going to read that tag. And if we say, oh my gosh, you know what, I messed up. I needed to put Rev A on there. Well, okay, let's go ahead and make that change. So we'll come back to the form. We'll put Rev A in that form. And we will just go ahead and edit the lifecycle record. And I'm going to scan that barcode right off the screen again. There's my Rev A. Hit Next. Looking for my tag to write to it. Now I'll just read it again. And there's Rev A. There's no printing on this tag. It's just the chip that's been encoded here. But we've used this program now without having to type, without needing an internet connection to the reader itself. We don't need to put it on your network. We don't need Wi-Fi. We don't need a LAN connection. This web page is not data connected other than through the visual image of that barcode. So there's no security issue here. It's just how do you want to generate that barcode? And then scan it right off the screen. You don't even need to print it. And why don't we see if we can quickly do this again. This time I'm going to do construct 2. And I will fill out these forms here with something that's a little bit different. I'm just going to go over here. I'll change the serial number to 11, get rid of that. Maybe I'll put an expiration date in this time. Put in 2025. Okay. And I'm just going to fill out this form. There's construct 2. Yep. Hit next. Find my blank barcode. Hit right. There we go. Now I'll take both barcodes. I think this is the one I just finished. And I'll put them side by side. Hit read. And there you go. You can see this one's just short because it ran off the screen. But one contains the part number and one does not. If I click on this one, if you're at all concerned that that isn't the right serial number, let's go ahead and read it. There's the serial number. Remember, we're using SEQ as well rather than SER because it's construct 2. So the program works, gives you a well-formatted tag without having to type anything.